One of the messages that people who want to believe they're helping gender confused kids or gender defiant kids or gender rebellious kids or even adults, because this happens to people in their mid-20s, sometimes their mid-30s, is you're brave. Speaking of who you genuinely are is brave. It's stunning. And that can feel really good, particularly for a prepubescent or pubescent girl or boy who's just so deeply uncomfortable with what's going on in their bodies. And when that happens and someone says, you're brave, man, that feels good, doesn't it? There's a reason why so many kids with autism are taken in by this, because they know they're different. They see how other kids have fun and how they interact, and they see these strong bonds sometimes. And why can't I have that? Well, because you're in the wrong body. And when kids come out and finally say that, and they're met with, that's so brave to really talk about who you are, all of a sudden, then they're just absolutely surrounded with loving support. This is so meticulous. It's so well done. And as someone who's seen it happen to so many families, I can tell you how it all unrolls. A kid will go say something on Reddit, on some of these other social platforms. Some of them are horrible. And suddenly they have followers. I'm coming out. I'm not really a boy, I'm a girl. And suddenly they have followers. So you get people like Jeffrey Marsh, that creepy dude who has the 5 o'clock shadow and dresses in dresses and does a great job of filming those videos very close up. Or if your parents want to affirm you, I'll be your parent. I'll be your parent. And people like that make sure that they flood these kids with attention. So a kid goes through that period of time and has all sorts of supports. And I have seen this in significantly close cases where we've gotten to know families so well, they feel like family. That when the child comes out of it, if God brings him out of it, something else happens. And I've seen kids have this discovery that something else happens. Oh, the community warns them. You might be backpedaling a little bit. You might be giving into reality. So we'll talk about this. There's an example of this where Chloe Cole went to go man a booth to talk about her experience trying now to get back her body that was stolen from her. And our bodies, we only get one. You want to care for it as best you possibly can. There are sometimes things that happen to us in life that can be so disruptive and you just want it over with. For instance, lower lumbar related pain can just lead to an inability to move, just painful to get up and to get down. This has happened to a couple of friends of mine. Saw a friend of mine this morning, and I walked in and I could tell, wait, that's not your normal seat. Why are you sitting there? I don't want to walk over there. Now, he and his wife are in contact with my friends at Renew.Healthcare. And I don't know if they're going to be able to help Bill or not. I don't. I'm hoping so. Otherwise, it's going to be yet another surgery. If they can help him, it will because they've determined by looking at his MRIs and CAT scans that they can use ethically gathered stem cells that are just so potent. They're building block cells. They're just waiting to be told what to build. They never have anything to do with abortion, only from umbilical cords and stem cells. And the strain I use of these cells, twice I've used, have never touched the mRNA injections. They will tell Bill they can help him if they determine that injecting those cells, sometimes 42 million of them, into his back can destroy the inflammation and hence the pain and rebuild tissue that's otherwise going to have to be done surgically. Don't you know that Bill would rather have that process than getting cut open again? This can be true for things like neuropathy, even severe traumatic brain injuries. So just go find out. Go to renew.healthcare. It's RENUE.healthcare. RENUE.healthcare. And elevate your quality of life by getting actual healthcare at renew.healthcare. So after kids come to their senses and realize, okay, I'm a girl. I don't like being a girl. I feel uncomfortable being a girl, but I'm a girl. Or boy does this. And they say to their friends in the so-called trans community, you know what? I really love you guys, and your journey is your journey, and I'm in a... Well, hold it. Wait a minute. You're giving in. We told you they tried to do this to you. We told you. Don't turn your back on this community. We love you. Well, I'm not turning my back. It's just that I don't think I'm... Oh, okay, that's it. You never were. You never were. You're harming this community. You are causing suicides. Don't you dare speak that. They're told, don't tell. Just walk away. Don't tell. You're literally causing suicides. I'm 13 and I'm causing you, a man or woman, to commit suicide because I no longer think I'm born in the wrong body. It's the way it happens so often. This is a violent man who apparently believes he's a woman at a table that is being run by Chloe Cole, who is one of the best spokespeople, I think, in regard to now having realized that she was not born in the wrong body. So this guy walks over dressed as a woman and is pouring, oh, look, red stuff to mean blood. And you hear that voice? That's the voice of a supposed woman pouring red stuff all over the booth, all over the signs and the people there. Because, of course, Chloe Cole is killing people. Literally blood-soaked because she regrets her surgeries and hormones. And this is from Turning Points USA. And the sense of entitlement in this man, I know you can't stop me. No one should be allowed to see this. You are literally killing people. That man is saying to a young woman who used to be like him, I hate you. This is one way it's done. It's so cult-like. Now, that's a confused young man at, I think, Berkeley University. A lot of confusion there. Hopefully, he'll grow out of it. Hopefully, he's not been surgically altered, although it looks like he might have been. Hopefully not. Because, of course, the medical world would speak out. Well, not really. Not in countries that are not the United States. That's happening. I mean, this has been banned. These procedures have been all but banned in the UK at the Tavistock Center, but we still have this. From the Daily Mail, fury as doctors refuse to publish study that found puberty blockers do not improve children's mental health. So they did this study. They found out that, in fact, puberty blockers do nothing to improve mental health. And so the very doctors who did the piece, who wrote the piece, who did the research said, don't say anything. Just like the trans activist who says to the 13-year-old who used to be stunning and brave for being their true self, don't speak about your true self. Does any of that sound healthy to you? Or like healthcare? Or like love? We don't have to agree with people to love them. In fact, sometimes disagreement's the most loving thing you can do if it's delivered in a loving way. Because remember, when Jesus came, he didn't come to say, you guys are doing great. Here's a participation trophy for everybody. He came and said, you've heard it said by the religious authorities and religious technocrats of the time. However, I tell you, in other words, he came to disagree with the dominant Jewish culture and later all the dominant cultures.